YouTube Tuesday, session 129, with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello and welcome. So glad to have you here. The start of another great week here. I know this is a busy time for year for many of you. And so today I have a super simple diagonal double pocket fun fold card with tags to share with you today. This is a fantastic card to use all those beautiful designer series papers that you have, especially Stampin' Up's double-sided designer series paper. You can use this with any pack. You could use this with cardstock because the great thing about this card is it requires just a single sheet of paper. You're going to trim that to 8.5 by 11, and then I'm going to show you how to make the diagonal double pocket there. And then of course the tags are the easy part. You can die cut those, you can cut those out, but those just tuck in the little pockets too. So super cute card for you today. I'm glad that you're here. Glad to be back. We took a little family getaway last week. I did with my parents, and we traveled to a little bit warmer climate and spent a couple days at the beach. Got a little bit of rosy bronze on my cheeks here, so it was nice. And then we came home to cold and snow, but December in New York, it's to be expected. All right, so we're going to be warm and cozy here in the craft room, and we'll be making these fun fold cards. So grab your designer series paper and your trimmer. Or actually, this card is so simple that you actually could just use your bone folder and a little pair of snips. All right, so no special tools required. Really, really awesome. Hi, Kathy. Welcome, welcome. All right, I'm going to flip the camera so we can get started here. Okay. Ooh, Kathy says the weather is brutal in Minnesota. Oof, I can imagine. I think it's colder there than here in New York. It's actually not too bad today because it's not blowing, it's just cold. And there's a nice little layer of ice underneath all that snow, so you have to be really careful when you're out walking about, but at least the roads are clear. All right, so we have literally like a week left here of December, just a little bit of time left. My host code for the month is still open for M9VCZ6F. If you enter that when you place an online order there, then it helps associate your order with me as your demonstrator, and I can send you my fabulous tutorials as well as my designer paper sampler that I am gifting, and I am packing those along with copies of the new catalog and celebration brochure that start in January. So I'm busy prepping those this week as well to get them out to you in a timely manner. Many thanks to those of you who have ordered already. If you're not sure how to qualify to receive a catalog, I'm sending them to anyone who has placed an order with me here in the past 6 months. So if you have ordered between June 1st and here the month of December, then I will automatically ship you new catalogs free of charge. If you are new to shopping with me and you would like to request a catalog, just pop me a message, okay? You can pop it in the comments. You can send me an email. My contact details are there in the About Me section here of the channel, and I will gladly send one to you as well. All right, so we're actually going to make a few of these cards. Hey, hubby, who's watching from the office in Gold Cortland. So I have pulled out, hi, Alicia. Oh, you caught me. Hello, hello. All right, so I've pulled out some various patterns of designer series paper. I have some of the pine boughs and leaves here. This is from the super sale paper pack here that is in the mini catalog that is just $4.80. Can't beat that. All right, I'm surprised that that is still available, but it is. I'm shocked. All right, you can find that here on page 29 of your mini catalog. I know it mentions Christmas, however, please look at all the patterns. I personally do not do Christmas, but I love seasonal, the leaves and the pine cones and the berries and all of that, because that is what I see out my window here in New York. So these patterns are gorgeous. The paper pack is just $4.80. That's on page 29 of your mini. The other pattern that we'll be working with here is from the Splendid Day collection that is also in your mini catalog, which is retiring here. That particular collection is on page 65, and this is a specialty foil paper, which is on clearance as well for 60% off for just $6. Again, I'm shocked these items are still available, but they are. And then the third card pattern here I've pulled out is from our Fitting Florets collection. This is was a limited release. They came out in the month of November, and it's available while supplies last through December here. Okay, so I've got the blue, balmy blue, and the evening evergreen with the gingham there. So a whole variety. You can use any designer paper that you have in your stash. It's a great way to use up some of those if you if you maybe have a hoarding issue, like wait, it's not hoarding, right? We're just curating an extensive collection. That is what it's called. All right, so let's start with the first one here. So again, we are trimming these. These were 12 by 12 papers to start with, and you were cutting them to 8.5 inches by 11. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, just regular cardstock shape. Hi, Luann. Good to have you on here. You've been my replay warrior here lately, so nice to have you on live. Hope all is well. Ooh, Alicia says it's -40 up there at the North Pole. Well, Alicia, I think you get the winner for coldest temperatures. I think with the wind chill, it's been pretty cold out there for some of you in Minnesota and Wisconsin and in the West, but Alicia takes the cake there. Okay, so like I said, you're gonna have your 8.5 by 11. Get your trimmer blade out of the way for now. I'm just gonna do some scoring. You could even just fold this with your bone folder if you want. But on the short side, on the 8.5 side, we are going to stick this in here at 4 1/4. Okay, and you don't want to press too hard because this is designer series paper. You just want to have a nice score. You don't want to cut through it. Okay, and then we are going to turn it on the 11-inch side and score it at 5.5. All right, so you guys may recognize then that if we scored this 8.5 by 11 at 4 1/4, and then we scored it again at 5.5, that essentially what we end up with, if we were to fold it all up, is just your standard card size. Okay, so what we're going to do is here on the long side, okay, you're going to stick this back here at the 5.5 mark, okay, and then you're going to get your score blade out of the way, bring in your trimmer blade, and you are going to score, or excuse me, you're going to cut right up that mark, right up until your 4 1/4 score line. Okay, so right up to where they intersect. So if you wanted to, like I said, you could just use your bone folder, and then you could use a little pair of snips. You're just cutting into that halfway mark there. All right, so here's a thing to remember. The side that you have face up, that's facing you, this is going to be the most prominent pattern in your card. Okay, so make sure that whatever, if you like this one or if you like this one, whatever pattern you prefer, all right, make sure that is face up. All right, so here comes the easy part. We are going to take this bottom right corner, and you are going to bring that all the way up. So you can see, you might not be able to see it here on the video, but all right, so fold that right up, right along the score line, okay? And then use your bone folder just to give it a nice little crease there. All right, and if you want, you can tack this down. Put a little bit of adhesive just on the tip there, that corner, just to keep it in place. Or you might want to wait until you're totally folded just to make sure that you have this done correctly. But yes, you're folding up the bottom right corner, right up along the score line, okay, right up to the edge. Okay, and then we're going to take this top left corner, and this one, we don't need to go all the way, okay? We're just going to come in. There's no precise, I mean, if you want it to be precise, I'm folding it in, oh, this is about 1.25 inches that you've got between your fold line and the edge. It really doesn't matter. All right, you don't want to go in all the way. Just, did you see the difference? This one was all the way up to the crease, and this is just a smaller fold. Okay, so what we are going to do here is with this piece, again, I'm going to tack this down just a little bit, just to hold that in place. And then if it's easier to show you, let me grab my, let's see here. I was thinking I had some tear and tape that I could use to show you, and I'm not sure what I did with that. This is what happened is I taught a class just before we left on vacation, and now I'm not sure what I did with my stuff. All right, so imagine I'm using tear and tape. You're going to put your adhesive along the outer edge and along this bottom edge, okay? You don't want anything in the middle because what you're forming here is a pocket. All right, so you're just gonna fold this right over. Okay, there's number one, and then you have a nice little pocket down in here, okay? It's supposed to be like that. All right, then what you have here is this little weird section on the bottom. There's a couple different ways you can do that. You can actually fold it under and then take this bottom flap and just fold it right up along with the other one. Okay, just fold it right up on top. It doesn't have to be even because this little part's going to be hidden. All right, so you can fold it under like that, and then look at this. It's going to fold right up, and that's going to create your second pocket. The other option is you could actually fold this up first, but then you've got more of the green, and then you could tuck that behind. You could make that either a card or just glue it flat. So there's a couple. Does that make any sense? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to fold it under and then just put a little more adhesive here on the flap just to tack that in place. All right, and then come in here and put your adhesive just on the outside edge and this outside edge, okay? So on the left and right little outside sections, and then just fold that right up. Okay, nothing, you don't need anything on the bottom. And then that will create, so you've got the diagonal double pocket. Cool, huh? All right, so I realize this paper doesn't have a whole lot of contrast on there. So let me show you the other patterns here just so you can see that a little bit better, and then we'll decorate our cards. Okay, so again, your cardstock or your designer paper here is 8.5 by 11. So you're going to score it first at 4 1/4 right up the middle. Then you're going to turn it and score it at 5 1/2. And then bring your cutting blade up and just cut right up that score line right up till you meet the other one. Okay, perfect. That's all the trimming there is. All right, so again, you've got your cut on the left. You're going to take the bottom right corner and fold this right up along your score line, okay, right up to the edge. Give that a nice good score there. Put a little adhesive on that outer point just to tack this down. Kathy says, way cool. She hasn't seen this fold before. Awesome. I'm so glad to be sharing some new tips and tricks with you. Woohoo. All right, so do your bottom right. Come up to the top left. Again, just fold this down a bit. It doesn't need to be specific, but it's about 1.5 inches there that you can see at the top. Just make sure you're you're kind of even there, whatever works for you. Okay, and then just give that a nice little score as well. All right, this is going to be your first flap. So you're going to put your adhesive on your outer left edge, as well as right there along the bottom edge. I'm using seal, but you could definitely use the tear and tape. Okay, you can even tack that little point down just to keep it in place. All right, the only thing, you do not want to put adhesive in this section because you need a pocket. All right, and then that was the other thing. Make sure, so I want my pretty embossed foil design to be the most prominent. So make sure your favorite pattern here, make sure you're working with that face up. So there's our first pocket. All right, so we've already got this done. Just tuck that around behind. Okay, put a little adhesive there on that corner and just fold this outer panel up along, right up and over it there. Okay, perfect. And then here along the right side and down around the left edge, boom, all the way to the tip. All right, and then just bring that up and over. Look how nicely that comes together. Wow, so you can see the contrast on that one. So we've got pocket here, pocket here. Woo-wee, beautiful, shiny, gorgeous card. All right, Alicia says, yes, we'll definitely have to watch again. She's also making cards and doing too much at the beginning. Yes, I'm a multitasker too, Alicia. I don't blame you. All right, I'm going to do this for a third time here with the third pattern, and then we'll do our decorating. So go ahead and watch. So we're just using the score blade. Again, your paper is 8.5 by 11. So on the short side, on the 8.5 side, you're going to put that at 4.25 and just give that a nice score. So if you are in Europe or the South Pacific, if you're in another market where your measurements are a little bit different, the way to do this, or if you wanted a smaller card, like a gift card size, determine the finished size of your card. So yes, this is the Splendid Day designer paper, Janelle. It's on sale for $6 out of the mini catalog. I can't believe it's still left. It's awesome. All right, so yeah, so the finished size of your card. So in this case, a standard full-size card here in the US is 4.25 by 5.5. So you double the size of your finished, and that's how you get your original shape. So because our finished side is 4.25, then our width needs to be 8.5. And because our standard length is 5.5, then our length needs to be 11. So if you wanted to make a smaller card that was, say, 3.5 by 5, then your starting paper would be 7 by 10. Just double the size of what your finished outcome is going to be. Okay, and then you just score it down the middle on each side. So in this case, 4.25 on the 8.5 side, and then 5.5 on the 11-inch side. Okay, once you've done your scoring, just keep your paper in here, bring your trimmer blade up here, and just cut right along that mark, right up until the score. Okay, meet it right at the score. You could also just use your paper snips, your little scissors for that. Okay, just the one cut is all you need. And again, decide which pattern. Oh, it looks like this one's upside down. That's okay. I'm going to go with it anyways because I like the contrast of the Evening Evergreen gingham, but I definitely want the blue flowers as my original, as my main focus. Okay, so whatever pattern you want on the outside to be the most prominent, that's the pattern you have facing you right here. Okay, so go ahead and take your bottom right corner, pull that up right along. All right, you can crease your score there, right up along that score line. Bring it right up to the edge. just score that and then use a little adhesive just to tack it down. Okay, then come up to the opposite corner, the top left. Again, fold this down a ways. All right, about 1.25 inches from the score line here to your fold. Just give that a nice little crease. Again, put a little adhesive to tack that down as well. Then this is going to be, you can kind of to smooth that out if you like. And then go ahead and use your seal or your tear and tape, whatever works for you. Put your adhesive here right along the outer edge and this bottom edge and fold that right over. Okay, so that forms our first diagonal pocket. And then we are going to take this bottom section, just fold that right under. Okay, give that a nice little crease there. Put a little adhesive right up here to tack this down and fold that bottom corner right up over the top. Okay. Don't sweat it too much if your corners don't line up perfectly. This is going to be the inside. This is the part that's all folded up, so nobody sees any of this. So if your paper is not lined up perfectly, it's not the end of the world, okay? And then put a little adhesive here along the outer edge as well as on the outer left. Go all the way down to the point, okay? And then fold that nice up and over. Press that nicely into place. And then look at that nice contrast. You've got your double pockets, your diagonal, and that nice contrast between both sides of the paper there. All right, so really, really cool fold. All right, so the next thing, now is the fun part. Now is the decorating. So you could cut your tags, your pockets, you could go as long as 5 inches. So your tags could be like 2.5 by 5 if you wanted to just cut them from some paper. What I've done, I've pulled in my tailor-made tags dies just because I like the nice fancy tops. You could cut your paper 2 inches by 5 inches and then use one of our tag topper punches. There were even a couple on the clearance rack right now for like 13 bucks to decorate your tops if you want. So I just trimmed out a bunch of these. All right, you're gonna need 2 for each card. So let's see, I thought I'd do, and I double stacked my basic white cardstock. Okay, so you can, if you're die cutting, you can die cut 2 tags at a time, and these will just tuck right in your pockets. I thought I did it a little different. I did the other fancy top here because I thought the Splendid Day one needed something just a little bit fancier here. And then I got a couple left for this one too. All right, so I'm using tags. You could do a tag in a front, like a little note, and then you could tuck a gift card in the other tag, in the other pocket, okay? You could definitely, instead of doing 2 tags, you could use a tag and a gift card. That would, they're sized, the pockets are deep enough that you could totally do that. All right, so I thought for the first one here that I would use the super adorable all bundled up stamp set. This too is retiring from our current July to December mini catalog. All right, this is actually, it's still available. So I'm going to, I need some more basic white. All right, so because I was going to do a little mousse here on the front, but on the tags here, we'll decorate those first. I'm going to use the cute little raccoon and then the little bird. And so I've got these pulled out, ready to go. So I think I will stamp my raccoon here. I'm going to use the basic gray. Whoa, I guess that was super inky. Oh my goodness. Woo. All right, I need to find some. This is why I wear jeans. All right, never wear white while you're stamping. That's lesson number 1. All right, so I'm going to stamp my cute little raccoon just at the bottom of one of the tags. And I'm going to stamp this cute little bird here. Oh, let's flip that over because I got goo on it. And we'll stamp a little, oops, I stamped out of view there. Stamped a little bird at the bottom of the other one. And then let me grab some more basic white here. I just need a scrap. Let me see what I've got handy. Okay, there we go. That'll work. And then I'll take my mousse. All right, and I'm gonna be a little bit careful here. Oh, I can see it was a little juicy. All right, so I've got my mousse, and I'm gonna fussy cut my mousse. So I'm gonna just stamp that on a scrap of basic white, and then I'm gonna be careful closing the sink pad because it's juicing on me. Ooh-wee. All right, that needs to be cleaned up. So that's going in that other pile. All right, wipe the hands on the jeans. Okay, so I'm gonna pull in, let's push those out of the way. Do our little decorating now, pulling in some chipboard just so that I can protect my work surface, and I'm gonna use my Stampin' Blends to color some of these images here. So I'm gonna use my soft suede. I'm looking for the light soft suede. All right, so I'm gonna go with a little brown soft suede mousse here. I'm going around, I'm actually just using the lightest one. I could use the dark to outline, but we're just gonna go around this and kind of do this quick so that you don't have to stand and watch me color everything. All right, and then we've got the face. So again, I'm using the soft suede Stampin' Blends for this. I'm gonna go around the eyes. All right, so now that I've got everything outlined, I can come in here with my broad tip and just color that in nice and quick. Okay. And if you color outside the lines, it's okay because we're gonna do just a little bit of fussy cutting. I love this set. There were no dies to go with this, so we have to do a little fussy cutting. Let's take our balmy blue. Let's give our mousse. We got blue eyes there. And then I will use, let's see here. I think I've got a light smoky slate. We can give his hooves a little contrast there. So Alicia, she's from North Pole, Alaska. Alicia, do you guys encounter moose very often? This is not something, we have lots of deer here in New York. So for us, when we're out driving, especially in the evening, just as the sun is going down, that is the most treacherous time to encounter deer. And so we always have to keep an eye out for them. Actually, because we have apple trees in our yard, then we've actually had to be careful pulling in our own driveway because at times the deer will be feeding in our driveway and then we pull in and then they take off, and we've happened to pull in and they've jumped across the driveway practically into our car before. So I have to be a little bit careful about that. All right, I'm going to use my evening evergreen and my soft succulent. We're gonna make our mousse coordinate here with our card. And so let's see, let's go with, let's do dark for the hat. So we'll do the evening evergreen for his hat, his little beanie here. Alicia says they encounter moose all the time. Oh my goodness, that's got to be the coolest thing. She says, Mama had 2 babies in her yard last spring. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. You must have like some amazing pictures, Alicia. Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you made it. Glad to have you here as a new subscriber. I know I needed to, I saw your comments and I had not had a chance to message you back yet, but glad you're here. All right, so we are doing the diagonal double pocket fun fold card, and I'm currently just coloring this cute moose and these little critters from the All Bundled Up stamp set here to go with it. So let's see. So we're doing our hat and the evening evergreen. I'm just going to color that in because of course he has to have I don't know why I'm saying he, could be male or female here. It's just, this is a generic moose, but I know I like to have a matching scarf and beanie, so I'm doing the soft succulent here on the just to have a little bit of contrast with the evening evergreen. All right, you could make your scarf any colors you want. All right, and then we should probably color our raccoon too. I think I'm gonna stick with that smoky slate here and just come in, let's see, all around here on our little raccoon. This is the light smoky slate, and I actually think, did I just order a new set of these? Oh, I did. All right, I'm gonna pull out the new ones because when you start hearing that squeak, then you can tell your blends are getting just a little dry. Oh, look how much nicer. Look how much nicer this colors. Okay, let's use our bold tip. Oh, look at that. So nice. All right, so our little raccoon. We have a lot of raccoons around here too, and possum. Raccoon, possum, and deer, but no moose in New York. At least not in this part. There have been sightings up in the Adirondacks, but that's a good four or so hours north of us, and so we don't get those down here. All right, and then I'm going to come in with the dark here for just a little bit of contrast here for our little raccoon face. And then the same with the tail. Let's go. A little contrast of the light and the dark here. Okay, and then let's see, how about we give our little raccoon, we'll give him a soft succulent scarf. That's quite the alliteration. Soft succulent scarf. There we go. And then we've got our little beanie there too. And then let's see, we'll go with the evening evergreen just for, I should have left a little pom-pom white, but oh well. Okay, so, and then our little birdie, let's go with a balmy blue bird. And we'll just color that real quick. Okay, the little bluebird guts. We'll put a little matching evening evergreen boots, and then a nice little soft succulent scarf. And this as well. All right, so you could stamp a message, whatever you like on here. All right, check out, I'm gonna use the iridescent trim. This stuff is so cool. This is also on clearance. All right, this is from the mini catalog as well. This can be found, let's see, use the little guide here at the back. Page 17 of your mini. is where the little iridescent trim is, and that's 30% off for $5.60. Okay, so we got our blends here. Let's cut little bits of the trim. I'm just doing a little loop here. Bring your ends together. Okay, and then let's see, tuck the ends, go from back to front through the little slit. Okay, pull them from back to front, and then pull your loop over the top. There we go. So now we got a fun little tag for the first pocket. Do that again, just fold your ribbon over, give it a trim, bring those ends together, and push from back, oh, come on, back to front here. Okay, and then pull the loop over the top. All right, give that a tug. You can always trim your ends up further if you like. Tuck them right in there. Okay, let me trim out my mousse, because I'm gonna pop him up with dimensionals right on the front. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy here. All right, I'm not getting super close. I'm not going up in the little crevices or anything. I'm just kind of doing, I'm gonna come back in and trim that section out a little bit. But sometimes it's easier just to get rid of the excess paper first. And that way, and I'm doing this fast. Some of you would probably take your time just a little bit more. Believe it or not, some of you actually enjoy fussy cutting. I will do it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I will do it because sometimes you just want a cute cutout, okay? And you don't always have dies for everything. All right, let's see, come right up here. All right, get rid of the excess paper. Then it makes it just that much easier. Okay, so now we can come in among the hooves. All right, I'm gonna go up in here just a little bit around his knees. Kind of cut around the scarf. Okay, notice I'm turning the paper, not my shears. Okay. And then we can come in right in here by his ear and down by the antler. Okay. And then we'll finish this up. Okay. Up and around the pom-pom. I'm gonna wiggle those back and forth just a little bit just so I can get kind of a fun little pom-pom shape there at the top. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I've got a little bit of white around the edges. If you really don't like the white around the edges, you could use your finger dauber to apply a little bit of color to those. But I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to come in here with some dimensionals. Let's see. Let's use a bunch. We don't want our mousse jumping off our card. Okay. And you can see that the blends do leak through. That's why I put my chipboard down. All right, so let's put our mousse right here on the front of our card. And then we need a little sentiment label. And so I've used, what have I used here? Okay, I've got the seasonal labels dies. This is in the annual catalog, okay? This was released last year in the mini catalog, the holiday mini, but these, the seasonal labels dies and the coordinating pine cone stamp set here are in the annual catalog. And so I used this long die with the cute little curvy ends there. I thought that would be good for one of these long sentiments. So I've got my Your Friendship Warms My Heart stamp. Let's stamp that in some Evening Evergreen. Okay. All right, across the middle. Boom. All right, I'm going to do a redo. I feel like it blotched just a little bit. Then we'll do best of two here. All right, that one turned out a little bit better, so I'm going to go with this one. Okay, that's a great thing. Paper has two sides, so you always have a second chance. All right, we'll pop this on with some dimensionals as well. And let's see. Well, I guess we're going to go over his feet there because I wanted that to stand out. But isn't that cute with the little moose? And then when you pull out the tag, surprise, you get a little bird. And then surprise, you get a little raccoon. Isn't that the cutest? It's just so fun. So that's the all bundled up stamp set there. Speaking of which, I got the cutest little moose card from my Creative Cardiology team member, Janelle. Thank you, Janelle, so much for thinking of us. She sent me this cute little card. She also fussy cut the moose there. And then guess what? When you pop it open, it's a little easel card. Isn't that cute? I love that. She used the iridescent snowflake paper, so looks like snow falling there. And just as my heart is grateful for you. So cute. Thank you so much, Janelle. And David loved the message too. I love that. It's nice to get happy mail too. All right, so there's the first card. All right, so then we had our Splendid Day collection. So this is the Splendid Thought stamp set. We have the coordinating dies. Let's see, so I pulled out the dies here that coordinated with our pattern. So we've got this one, and then this fun little die. And then, all right, so here's what I did with these. All right, so I stamped our large image here on some fresh freesia cardstock using fresh freesia ink. Okay, I'm going to use the block from our moose there. Okay, so I just inked that up on a piece of scrap here. Give that a nice little stamp. Okay, and then we have beautiful die that cuts that out so nicely. So voila, that's where we got that piece from. Okay, and then the second one, this is just a random die that coordinates. So I cut that from another piece, just a scrap here of the Splendid Day Designer Series paper. And I had that somewhere here. I had the die cut. Hopefully it didn't fly away on me. Maybe I'll find it underneath something. It's here somewhere. I know it is. We'll find it. Okay. And then again, I used another of the seasonal labels dies so that I could have one of these fun shapes. Actually, I've also got some stitch circles that I use for my stylish shapes. So we'll have to see what we want to use here. But let's see. You could do a celebrate. I think, well, let's do celebrate because that might be an occasion where you'd want to to give a gift card or something like that as a gift. So let's see. I think I'm going to come in with the Stylish Shapes circle on this one. So let's just do our celebrate right in the center. And then, let's see, I think I'm going to put this down flat on the front here. So I'm going to just go front and center. And then we'll put dimensionals on our die cut. And all right, let's get some minis on here. These can get in those outer leaves that are a little bit smaller. Okay. Again, because this is the front of a card that's kind of interactive, you want to make sure that your elements aren't going to come disconnected. All right, so we'll pop this up here. Yeah, just kind of like that right up here. Okay, so make sure when you're putting this on, oops, got a little too close to stick that down. All right, oops. All right, what you need to make sure is that your elements stay within the width of your card. All right, you don't want things hanging off the edge or it won't fit in a regular envelope. Okay, so we've got that, and then let's see, I think I'm gonna come in. I've got some of the little polished dots that I think would work cute for this. These two are on the clearance, still there, I believe, when I checked earlier today. And then I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon here for our tags. So again, fold your end over, just give that a trim, and then point the ends from back to front. You might have to wiggle. You might have to do one at a time, or you could even take your snips or the pokey part of your take your pick tool, just poke that ribbon through there. Okay, pull that through, bring the loop over the top, and then there you go. Pull that out nice. All right, you could write your message on here. You could stamp a little something extra, but tuck that inside. I'm going to do the same on this one. Just fold your ribbon over. I like nice pointy ends. They poke through the hole just a little bit easier. Okay. Grab those through. Okay. Then do your loop over the top. All right, you can trim those down as you like, but it's nice to have a little flare sticking out. And then you could even use that iridescent. That would have worked really pretty too. And we'll just put on some cute little dots all around our card here. All right, decorate as you like, but super sweet here. I don't know what I did with my other little die cut piece, or I would have layered that over the top. That was my intent, but it's somewhere here on the desk. I will find it as soon as the video is over. So there's one, variation 2. All right, and then we have our fitting florets here. So let's see what we'll do with this. Okay, so just checking up on your comments because I was concentrating so much that I didn't get a chance to check them. Oh, Kathy was laughing at the little bird has little boots. Isn't that cute? Keep his feet warm. And then Wendy, glad to have you back. All right. Oh, Lisa said she chopped up so many dimensionals this weekend for the back of their snowflake die cuts. Yep, girl, sounds like you need a package of the minis. All right, so then we have our fitting florets here. So with our framed florets stamp set, again, this designer series paper is limited time, and gorgeous bundle here. So I think for this, I am going to use that fun seasonal label die cut, and we'll stamp our sentiment. Let's do it. You could do for a special person on a special day. Thank you with all my heart. Oh goodness, they're all so good. I'm going to do, I think I'm gonna do the thank you on here. I think that should, actually that'll just fit. Perfect. Okay. And let's go with the evening evergreen for this one as well. All right, and we're gonna stamp it this way because, well, because it fits that way. All right. And then if you wanted to, of course, on our little tags, we could use some of these cute little, we've got the little flowers and sprigs and things. Let's see here. Ooh, we could just go to town. I mean, we've got so many pretty elements here in this stamp set. Let's see. Let's do a pretty little leaf on one of them. All right. Oh, isn't that just, it's so pretty. All right, so we'll do a leaf, and then we'll do another little leaf. Let's see, I'm gonna point this one over here, and then, oops, can you guys see that? And then we'll take our flower. Yes, I realize it's green, you can always color it, but so pretty. Oops, let's see, get everything out of the way here. All right, and then let's take the little one. We can just add a couple extra little flowers, whatever you want. You could stamp and die cut some. I'm not going to take the time to do that right now, just because, oh my goodness, because you've been stamping with me for almost an hour already. But I will take, let's see here. All right, yes, I was looking for my evening evergreen open weave ribbon here. And so let's make the little tags here. So again, just fold your ribbon in half, poke the ends from back to front. There we go. What is not behaving? Here we go. Sometimes you need to wad them up just a little bit. There we go. Get that caught, pull it through, and then do your little loop over the top. All right, those are a little wild, so I'm gonna trim that down just a little bit, tuck these in, and then this one. It does help when your ends are angled a little bit here. Okay. All right, going through, up and over the top. Okay, cute. Tuck that in. Again, whether you're using tags or a mix of tags and gift cards, whatever you want to do there, and then pop our little sentiment up with some dimensionals here. Using plenty because I want to make sure it stays here on my card. All right, I think I'm gonna go right in the center with that, and then it definitely needs a little little something something. All right, so I would I would definitely recommend, actually that would be kind of cute too. Die cutting a little flower or something to go along with this. All right, but you guys get the idea. So here we have our diagonal double pocket fun fold cards. All right, we've got 3 variations using 3 different patterns and collections of designer series paper. We used our all bundled up with our winter paper. I got on sale 60% off for $4.80 right now. We used the Splendid Day collection. This is a foil specialty embossed paper. This collection 60% off. The paper is just $6 right now. And then our fitting florets, gorgeous collection. While the Stampin' Dies here will be carrying over, the paper is only available here through the month of December. So definitely check those out. I know most of you are probably done with holiday shopping, but there's still a lot of great deals to be had on the last chance and the clearance list. So perhaps you get some shopping money next week and have a little go at the clearance rack. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed these, and I hope you enjoyed the idea for using up some of that stash of designer paper you have, a way to nicely dress up and do some gift card holders and some last minute quick cards there. It's great. I love quick and easy with a nice fancy look. But like I said, you're starting out with a paper just 8.5 by 11. You're folding it in half in each direction. You make one little cut and then do this little fancy fold, and boom, your card is done. All right, so Alicia is saying thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you guys. Love the love the thumbs up, the hearts. If you haven't already, please subscribe as well as hit that notification bell. I do live videos here on YouTube every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm live on Facebook generally every Friday, also at 3 p.m. And then I share those videos here to YouTube as well. So thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoy these ideas. Yes, take care and keep warm. All of you. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you all. Happy stamping to you. And I look forward to see you again. Alrighty, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.